Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by Money Stocks. Today is Monday, May 19th, 2014. Thank you all for joining us today. Let's jump right into the charts. We're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You're going to see that the futures are trading lower today by about $3.75. They were lower this morning, so they are off the worst levels of the day, but nonetheless, they are trading around 1871 right now, which is down about $3.50 to $4. So, decent little dip ahead of the opening bell today, but off the worst levels, so to speak, at the moment. Now, a couple things you're going to watch here for. One is the dollar-yen chart. I've been bringing this up almost each and every day. Hopefully, people have been catching on, and you can see it for yourself. Dollar yen goes lower, so does the stock market. Dollar yen rebounds or moves higher, so does the stock market. That's the bottom line. We could ask why it does that, but I'm not going to get into that stuff right now. It's a correlation that's out there, so that's what you want to watch for. Looking at a few other things here, we have some stocks in the news. But before we go to stocks in the news, I just really want to briefly talk about the foreign markets. There's a lot of tension developing in China and Vietnam. Last night, I believe the Shanghai Composite was down about 1%. So traders should be aware of the Chinese ADRs being a little bit on the weaker side right now. All in all, when you take a look at what's going on around the world, whether it's Russia and the Ukraine, China with Vietnam, and potentially even Taiwan, there's some real geopolitical events that are starting to brew. And I think that's worth noting, at least in the near term. This morning, we do have the European markets, for the most part, slightly lower. They're nothing detrimental. It looks like the German DAX is down about 0.2%. The London FTSE 100, which is England, they can print their own money. I believe they're down about 0.3%. You do have, I believe, Italy down much more, down about 1.72% today. That's a big decline. You're probably not going to hear that in the mainstream media, but that is a big fall, especially so early in the day. So we'll see where these European markets wind up by the closing bell. But right now, the FTSE MIB, which is the Milan market, that is Italy, that is declining pretty sharply, down by 1.75% this morning. All right, let's get into some stocks here. We're going to start off with Astrazeneca. AZN is the ticker symbol. Stock is just getting hammered today. It looks like Pfizer made their final sweetened bid, and they said they're not going to go after a hostile bid. So AstraZeneca shooting down the Pfizer offer for a takeover. Stock is plunged, now trading at $72.93. I will have levels for AstraZeneca on a trading basis, scalp trading basis, for this morning. So come on over to the chat room. They'll be posted up right at 9 o'clock. We will look to scalp this play, AstraZeneca, today, if we come down a little bit further, and I think we should. I think the stock will come down a little bit more, so we will look to play this today, this morning, in the chat room. I do have levels for AstraZeneca. Again, they refused the Pfizer takeover bid, and stock is plunging this morning. Closed around $80.28 on Friday, now trading at $72.95. Did trade as low as below $70 this morning. So, again, we'll watch and see how this one plays out. But it looks like AstraZeneca has refused the Pfizer takeover bid, and that stock is down sharply. But we will look to play it a little bit later. Let's take a look at Pfizer. PFE is the ticker symbol, and you can see the stock's trading up a little bit. Stock's trading at around $29.58. Pfizer might even go up a little bit higher today. That's a possibility. In my opinion, fair value for Pfizer is probably around $31. Not sure it'll get there today, but just thinking that they're not going to shell out all that money off the bat, the stock could trade higher. So look for higher price in Pfizer today. Let's take a look at Campbell Soup. I believe they had earnings as well. The stock right now is trading around $42.98. Closed at $45.12. I'm going to have levels for Campbell Soup a little bit lower from here if it does trade down there. So we'll post those levels up in the chat room at 9 o'clock. But Campbell Soup will have some levels where we will be looking to pick up some shares there for a scalp basis. Remember, a scalp is nothing more than a quick day trade lasting between 10 and 30 minutes. So again, we will be looking to pick up Campbell Soup today in the chat room if the level gets to a place where we believe the stock will be supported. So we'll have those levels posted at 9 a.m. Let's take a look at AT&T today. They bought out DirecTV. So AT&T should be trading lower. Stock closed at $36.74. It's right now trading at $35.80. I think AT&T will have support around 34 and a quarter. So keep that on the radar. They did buy out DirecTV, I believe, for around $94 a share, $95 a share, somewhere there. It's a $48 billion deal. Either way, watch this stock around $34.25. That's going to be a real good level for AT&T today if it gets down there. So keep that on your radar just as a quick scalp play. AT&T at $34.25. If you own DirecTV, congratulations. There's really nothing you're going to do with the stock now. You could either hold it into the absolute merger or the takeover, or you could just trail your stop loss. But there's really nothing to do. You don't want to buy it now. You don't want to short it now. If you own it, congratulations. You don't do anything with it. You leave it alone. Let's switch gears here a little bit. Let's go over to Deutsche Bank. Ticker symbol is DB. They're looking to do a capital raise. I think they're doing an $11 billion or 8 billion euro capital raise. So that is never, ever good. Looks like Deutsche Bank needs to raise more money. The stock closed at $42.17. It's now trading at $41.20. So it's almost $1 lower from where it closed on Friday. The only levels I'm seeing for the stock right now are around $39. I think the stock will have some pretty good support around $39, and there'll be a lot more support at $37.50. So keep both of those levels up on your radar today for Deutsche Bank. $39 could be a scalp play, and I really like $37.50 if it gets down there for a scalp play as well. Both can give you really, really nice potential bounces. Let's take a look at RYAAY today. This is an Irish airline. Again, they're very similar to Southwest. If anybody's ever traveled Europe, it's a low cost carrier, and you usually go on a plane that's pretty full. So similar to Southwest here in the United States. But when you're looking at this one, this is a pretty good move higher. Stock closed at $50.98. It's now trading at $54.71. I am going to have gap levels for this for a short in the chat room at 9 o'clock. So if you want those, come on over to the chat room. They'll be posted up at 9 a.m. We will have gap levels for RYAAY today on the short side. So again, we'll see how that plays out. You're going to have quite a few companies reporting earnings after the closing bell. I think Salesforce is one today. So we should have some more gap plays tomorrow, hopefully. But this is what we're looking at this morning. Again, Mondays sometimes are a little bit on the light volume side, a little bit on the quiet side. But we do have the futures down about 3.5 to 4 points. And we'll see how it all plays out. Again, keep that dollar-yen on your chart. That's going to tell you a lot. Let's go over to the gold market. Gold is really catching a nice bid on the weaker dollar-yen. Gold is now up $10.50 to around $1,303.90 an ounce. So decent little pop for gold this morning. Let's go to the GLD. GLD, we'll see it is trading at 125.54. It closed at 124.50. So good little pop for GLD. If the GLD really got motoring today, and this is a big if, believe it or not, it has upside to 127.80. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but if it does get going and it takes off, believe it or not, it does have upside to 127.80. That's really all I'm seeing on that one. Let's go over to the oil market here. We're going to take a look at light sweet crude. Light sweet crude right now is trading higher by 65 cents to 102.22 a barrel. So that's a pretty good move here for light sweet crude. That's the type of crude that we use here in the United States. And what you'll see here is that light sweet crude right now on the USO, this is a good proxy for trading it, is trading at $37.44. It has upside to around $37.88, $37.90. So again, I don't really see anything terrible for crude this morning. It's holding up pretty well ahead of the opening bell. So we'll keep that on the radar. We'll see how it plays out. And again, oil and gold both pretty strong this morning on the back of a weaker US dollar and a weaker dollar yen. So that's what we're looking at least at the moment. All right, everyone, we're going to leave it here short and sweet today. I want to wish you all a great trading day, and we'll see everybody on the charts.